Okay, and we're live. Hey, everybody. All right, we do have an audience. I feel a lot better.
What's up, guys?
What's
All right.
up?
Welcome to the least popular channel of the group. This is me, Greco Fabulous. And I'm also the reason why you guys can't find any retro Ghostbusters at Walmart.
Is that box full?
So you can blame me.
There's stuff in there?
There is. Yeah, it's not just an empty box. They're all there.
Oh, okay.
You even got the box for it? That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
I used BrickSeek and it worked out this time. So I don't know.
Nice.
There's a little tip for you out there that might not know about BrickSeek. Have UPC will travel. So as you can see, we have some familiar faces in the group and a special guest. We're continuing that trend. So I'll just go to my internet right is Ed's Retro Geek Out.
Howdy.
And then to my diagonal right is Not Another Retro Channel.
What's up, guys? What's going on?
Yes. And the special guest this week, and we're very excited to have him, right below me is SecretGameStash.
Yay!
We did it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. We're already getting hyped. This is gonna be sweet.
It's gonna be sweet.
Thanks, Ed. Woo, throwing the hands up. All right. Awesome. So SecretGameStash Juan, welcome. I want to open the floor up to you. Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thanks, dude.
If you want to, in case there's people in the audience that aren't familiar with you or your channel, I'll kind of give you some time now to just, say who you are, kind of what you do, why you're on the show, just kind of justify your existence, basically.
Oh, okay. So what's up, guys? GameStash. I've been doing retro video games for the past almost 6 years, and then just did toy hunting the past 3 years. And as of this year, we're doing vintage clothing because it's the hottest trend at the moment. But other than that, I can answer any questions you guys want me to on anything. And I'm also a reseller and a full employee employed by my own company for an antique store in my location.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think Juan's living the dream. I mean, he's doing this full time. We're all.
Hey, it's a lot of work. I gotta say that, but it's totally worth it. Yes. But yes, it's a good dream.
No, that's great, and I think that's probably something we'll touch upon shortly. I'm sure the audience. I know I'm interested in it.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
If the audience will replicate that too. So you other two guys, just quickly, how are you guys doing? How's the past week been since we last spoke? Ed, you want to answer that?
It's been okay. I've been struggling to find energy to make videos. So, but I mean, it's coming along. It's just that the stuff I want to do takes a bit more time, unfortunately. Other than that, I've been making deals to go get big lots of toys. So hopefully I can actually leave the house without risking a €250 fine, and then I can go pick those up and create freaking live hunting videos again. That's the stuff. It's been 6 weeks.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
I hear they're targeting toy hunters in Europe. Is that true? Yeah, they have it out for you guys.
Not sure about that, but we have to be really conspicuous. Is that the word about it when we do stuff?
Yeah. You just use your Ninja Turtle skills.
Right.
All right, Craig, how's the past week been treating you?
Oh, it was crazy, man. It was kind of back to normal. Like I went into the office for the first time for a full week since, like Ed said, 6 weeks ago. So I am freaking tired. I'm out of shape, and I took a nap today. So that never happens. So that just shows you how freaking tired I am. But it was kind of cool to kind of start to get back to normal a little bit. But other than that, content-wise, I haven't done a damn thing. So I need to get back on that. So
yeah, and I know. Last week with Justice Curry, we talked about collector fatigue. Maybe we should talk about YouTube fatigue,
right?
Because that is definitely real.
That's the thing.
Yeah, if you look at the history of my channel, not that I've been the most consistent, but there's definitely been points where there's been a 3-month gap, just for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And then yeah, as for me, this past week, we're still not fully open for business, but I've been working from home. This streaming thing is kind of like a real life practice for my real job because we're going to be streaming a company meeting on Tuesday. Not that we're using YouTube and StreamYard by any means, but at least I'm in the driver's seat for that too. So hopefully this all goes well, and I can transplant that to my paying gig. And then other than that, yeah, I ventured off to Walmart, like I said in the beginning, for the first time since this all went down. I tried to avoid it just because I feel like if there's going to be an outbreak, that's the place where it's going to happen. Not to judge the clientele of Walmart, but there's plenty of websites that do that for you. Yeah, but I had to get out there because the classic Ghostbusters were finally in stock. I definitely wanted to grab those while I could. And I succeeded. I got the 4 main Ghostbusters, but Stay Puft and Slimer still looking out for them. So it was just really cool. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen them in person yet, or if you care, but it's I don't have any carded Ghostbusters, so it's then this is definitely the next best thing.
Yeah. Are they alike compared to the old ones? Are they identical?
I haven't done like a side by side. At least just by looking at them, they look like they wanted to stay pretty true from what I remember from memory. And I can definitely pull them out. If people want to see that, let me know in the comments.
That's dope. Yeah.
Either way, I'll pull it out and we can kind of take a look at it together. If you guys are something you're interested in. So that's the hello, how you doing kind of aspect of the show. So now the kickoff topic that we kind of decided to talk about today is obviously all of us have YouTube channels. We're all content creators, and we wanted to talk about how we interact with our audiences, how audience feedback motivates us, or what kind of impact it has on us, and both in a good and in a bad way. So let's start off with some positivity because there's plenty of negative stuff going on right now. So I'll just keep going in order. Ed, if you wanna kick things off, if you want to talk about your audience and kind of like the good side of some of the interaction you've been getting with them.
Well, I started off my channel by doing mainly doing videos and talking to people making other videos. So it's mainly targeting like other video creators. So in the beginning, I had like maybe 200 views, but also 200 comments. And then with my new job, I couldn't really be on YouTube watching and commenting almost full time. So that went down like a lot. Fortunately, the views went up during that period. And yeah, for me, the comments is just a way to, know, am I doing the right thing? Am I not, like sometimes you'll get like a negative comment, or it'll be like a comment,
someone wrote
that will help me find out if I had any other thoughts with how I was doing stuff. Like that will approve my thoughts. I'm not saying the words right now. So it will confirm stuff for me. So I was thinking like maybe these videos are too long. If a couple people say that, I know like, okay, spending too much time on that. But yeah, there's lots of good comments. There's some bad comments in there. There's some comments that you're like, why even bother? Like if you don't want to watch it, then don't, or just don't comment. And some negative comments are just like, it's in the freaking video, just watch the video. So yeah, that's like starting on the topic. It's very hard for me, I think. So I can keep on babbling like this without really any structure. if you like,
I'll throw you a life raft. I'll save you. Craig, do you wanna hop on that and see what your thoughts are?
So what was the question again?
Really? We did show prep and everything, and you.
So we're focusing on the positive first instead of the negative. Is that?
I mean, I would like to steer it that way because I'm sure we could go on and on about all the bad things people say about us, but
Yeah.
just like how basically what effect your audience participation in your videos and interaction has on you personally or as a creatively.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely gives direction on what I'm doing. I mean, I know for sure that my hunt videos, they do freaking amazing, and I get a lot of comments and likes and stuff like that. But if I want to unbox like this guy, I'm going to have like a quarter of those, views and interaction. So I definitely that helps. That has definitely helped steered my way as far as the kind of content that people want to see from my channel. So that's always good, and I love interacting with people and getting to know them and all that, everybody in the community. But kind of like what Ed was saying too, with the negative stuff, it's just like, why even say anything if it's going to be just like totally trash talking and just unnecessary comments. But also, a lot of my comments that I get that are kind of negative, it's just like, dude, watch the video and they'll kind of explain. All the answers are in there that you're, saying da 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 about. But yeah, it's just, I think a lot of times people just need to watch the entire video, get the full story before negativity spreads or whatever. Okay,
you can get off your soapbox now.
Yeah.
Mr. High Morality over there. Why don't you walk a mile in my shoes before you comment? Awesome. All right, and now I probably should have started with our special guest instead of making him sit there for hours. But Juan, if you want to jump in on the topic.
Mine's way more different than you guys's. I think for like negativity wise, people always think like my stuff is fake or it's planted. But the fact is, I live in Orange County, or California. We call it the city of gold. So we find stuff all the time. Like, I mean, if you go to an estate sale, you'll find you've seen the crazy stuff we find in videos. But it's true. Like this past week, this guy scored a whole bunch of stuff at an estate sale, and I'm talking about like every 80s and 90s toy you can think of for $1,000, and it was worth like $10,000 worth of stuff. But people think it's not legit because, for whatever reason, so I have to read through these people's comments, and I honestly don't really pay attention to it. It doesn't really bother me because I'm the one that's living through it and moving forward as a company. But I just find it very interesting that people think a lot of this stuff, or a lot of you guys' finds, are you need proof, and people like a lot of my videos. People are like, oh, how can we never hear you buy it from somebody? Yeah, like you never hear me like negotiating with people, because the reason is because there's so much competition in my area. People recognize voices really, really quick, and also some people don't like to be on camera or want to be on or heard. Because dude, I mean, I've had everything happen to me at flea markets where people are like, hey, I saw you. I heard someone saying that you have a YouTube channel and I'm on your video. Can you please remove it? Or I've been kicked out of booths or off vendors' places because someone told them that I bought something that was worth, for $5 that was worth like $300. So it's sometimes I want to help people on YouTube and show the transactions, but it's so hard for me to do that because I have to watch myself as a person, as a company. Like, I can't. Don't get me wrong. A lot of you guys' videos are really, really good. And I seen like Retro Geek Out, like his videos are amazing, but I just feel like I really have time to edit videos. I mean, we just changed topic, but I'm just like it's I don't know, man. On the positive note, I built an audience. Thank God to a lot of you guys, but overall, like, when it comes out to bad feedback, I just move forward and I'll try to have everybody comments and everything, but it's just different,
No, I mean, you bring up an interesting point because it is kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because at least in my experience, the most popular videos seem to be the ones that where you're kind of, people can kind of live vicariously through your channel. Where, if with me, I try to do that like first person point of view when I'm hunting, and I try to show the live negotiating. Not so much because I have to prove something, as far as like me being legit, because I too have, been called into question as far as to whether things have actually played out the way I said they are or not.
Mhm.
And on the flip side of that, I find it silly that anybody would potentially like make that stuff up. Like, I don't know, like what kind of like, I don't know, kudos or like internet like credit I want to get, that making up a fake story about what a great deal I got would do. I mean, at least for me, I don't find the sense in that. It just seems like a big waste of time. But yeah, exactly, like you said, like, yes, that it's tough because that's what leads to more success from a YouTube audience retention and pulling in. But on the other hand, yeah, if people find out about it, not everybody is wants to be a YouTube reality star, and again, if me being excited about a great deal I got, the person that I bought it from, might interpret that as me taking advantage of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally understand where you're coming from, Juan, as far as you have to kind of like tiptoe that fine line between showing your audience these exciting hauls you're getting and the great deals, but also being aware of who you're getting it from, and kind of maintaining those relationships. Because at least for me, and I'm sure obviously you're a full-time business, so you're more than full-time business with the amount of hours you have to put in. You want to maintain those relationships, and you get repeat customers, not only buying but that sell to you as well, and you want to massage those relationships and not completely sour them just for some views. So I totally get that. So yeah, it's definitely not an easy road to kind of maintain. I don't know if the other two guys kind of feel the same way, or how do you guys approach creating content for your channel while also kind of being aware of the other not players in it that aren't necessarily like part of it full time.
For me, it's I think for Juan, it's on a different level. You also deal with other dealers, like you said. A guy that has like a stash of finished stuff, and you don't want to show that contact or allow other people in to that. For me, it's more like I'll go to a flea market and find a transformer, pay €3, and it might be worth 15. So that kind of like doesn't add up to like a negative comment or somebody saying like, hey, you totally took advantage of me, because it's like a €15 transformer, something like that. And for me, doing it in Europe, it's very hard to get that live footage because everybody speaks French or Dutch, and most of my audience is American. So they'll be like, yeah, okay, I saw the live negotiations, but I couldn't really make up anything from it. I guess you have that too with sometimes you'll have Spanish.
Oh yeah, because we live in the Hispanic area. Yeah. Mostly Hispanics.
What about you? Oh, sorry. I heard a pause. So I was gonna
like just to head back to the first thing, which I again was unprepared for. Sorry about that. But yeah, just comments in general. Whenever you see whenever you pop up a video and you see comments just flowing in, it gives you energy as a creator, I think. Whether they be negative in a way that they'll be like critiquing you, which you can actually do something with. At least it's creating a discussion for people, and that's good. If they're all positive, that's cool as well, because then you definitely know you're doing something great. But yeah, as a content creator, I definitely feed off comments, just knowing that people actually watched it and had it do something to them, that they like, oh, it was entertaining, or I learned something, or I'm stuck with questions and you're gonna have to help me answer them. So yeah, just wanted to get that out clearly. Take it away, Craig.
Yeah, so one of my a video I did about 3 weeks ago. I think you guys remember, but I went to my friend Jody's house and I bought those TMNT GameStop figures, and I bought the Star Wars Black Series and the King Ghidorah, and I got it all for like $90, right? But so something that people don't know, they're like, "Oh, you totally took advantage of that guy." I was like, "Well, he's actually like one of my best friends, so maybe." Maybe I should have explained that better in my video or whatever, but I got a lot of freaking hate for getting a stupid deal, and it was crazy. Like I got like probably one of the most thumbs down on that video, and then I think I lost like probably like 30 to 40 subs just because of that.
What?
It was I don't know. It could have been coincidental, but I got a lot of hate. I got messages like, "Dude, you totally took advantage of that guy." I'm like, "Man, do you have no freaking idea, about me and his relationship, So, so stuff like that, I think I learned from it, obviously. So I'm either going to be more specific in my storytelling or not even post something like that at all. But to me, that was a great deal, and obviously. And I wanted to share that with everybody, but unfortunately, it got a lot of hate. But it's kind of like whatever.
It's kind of weird because if this was over at a flea market, it was just a lady didn't know what she had. You bought it for $10. Everybody would be like, "Woohoo!"
Right?
But because it's somebody now they're kind of acting like, "Hey, this is not cool for you to do this." It's weird how perception goes into play.
Sure does.
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone has a different kind of point of view, and that's tough too, because like, obviously, if we weren't documenting our finds, if we were just out there, hunting, the main goal is to get the best deal we can. But I'm wondering now, because of audience perception or some of that negative feedback, does it ever creep into your mind like, I kind of have to show that my number one priority isn't the bottom dollar, and that if somebody doesn't know what they have, do you have more pressure to kind of let them know and be like, hey, you should, I want to give you a little bit more because you're not really asking anywhere near where it's worth, or like. So I guess I'll start with you, Juan. Do you ever feel pressure to because of of the audience response to it, that you kind of need to show that you're not just a shark, that you're kind of like a bigger person, and that if somebody unknowingly hands you something for nothing, that you need to kind of like increase the offer? So do you ever feel any kind of pressure like that, or do you try not to let that influence you?
I've always, so I get a lot of people that sell to me, like a lot of people. It's because I've always been fair. Usually I met a lot of people over time that like try to win over somebody, but to me personally, like I always let them know, hey, look, I have a business. I have to make a little bit of money, but if you're more than willing to work with me, I'll work with you. Perfect example, I think the last video I posted, maybe like about 2 videos before, we went to a flea market. This guy had his mom passed away, and he had just a warehouse full of toys. And he's seen my videos. I thought it was funny. He's seen my videos. He's like, "Oh, you don't find this stuff." I was like, "Bro, this is a perfect example. How I find stuff is you're one of those people that I was very lucky to come upon, and you have a whole bunch of really good toys. But I told him, you need to work with me, because if you want me to buy a lot of this stuff, I gotta give me a good price." And sure enough, you gave me a really good price. I bought a lot of it. And sure enough, he ended up throwing some free stuff on top because I was being really fair with him. And we ended up coming home with all those like 90 toys, 80s, He-Man, Thundercats. It's a little bit of everything, but it was totally worth it, So yeah, go ahead. But I hope that answered your question.
You did great. You got a passing grade.
So, yeah.
What about you, Ed? Do you feel any pressure to kind of, if you get like an unbelievable deal, do you feel pressure to kind of up the ante at all, just to save face?
I don't know. Like, been pretty. I haven't really had that happen to me, I guess. Usually it's just
you don't find good deals.
Yeah, no, not like you.
Oh, the world's worst toy hunter.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like talking about it. I think for me, YouTube is still more me trying to figure out how to bring a story and add video to that than actually being like the toy hunter and making like the best deals ever. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if I like. I guess if there's stuff I would be embarrassed about, I probably wouldn't show it, or
Yeah.
just wouldn't talk about that thing if it's too controversial, I guess. I mean, it's not something you want to try to get out of people to force that negative attitude from people that watch you, I guess.
Hey,
I've never had stuff happen to me that I wasn't like confident about talking on camera about, I guess.
So I'll bring up Attic Invaders, Ed. Did you feel guilty when we bought all that stuff from that old lady that had no idea what she had? Was there anything inside you that was like, hey, we should give her another, like, another 20 or another 40?
Yeah, Ed.
I honestly,
I'm pretty sure you're the one who made the opening offer.
No, she actually said, and you can watch it in the video.
I'm not watching your videos, Ed.
She could actually
trying to drive me to your channel.
She actually said, so how much do you want for the box? And then she was like $20, and I was like, yeah, we can totally do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, she didn't ask us for like, how much do you think it's worth?
No, she didn't.
Good. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, if she would have asked that, I would have told her,
Yeah.
Yeah, big difference. Wow.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess that's
also
that's
for me. I had just come off of like a 24-hour flight, meeting YouTube stars like a Fabulous and Narc, and being all like, "Ooh, I'm garage sailing with these legends, and now this is happening. This must be, set up, obviously."
No, that was just that was a perfect example of what we're talking about. So that's just why I wanted to bring that up, because that stuff was maybe $300 to $400 worth of stuff,
Really?
possibly. I possibly.
You mean everything we bought there?
Everything.
Okay, because we ended up spending like $60 there.
Yeah, 80, at that one, it was $88 all in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess that's the thing, right? If they're the ones throwing out the offer, maybe you feel a little more comfortable just taking it.
They're naming their price.
Yeah, you don't always have to turn everything into like a teaching moment. Like,
right.
Well, ma'am, actually,
And they were well off. I mean, you saw the neighborhood we were in. I mean, they weren't hurting for money. So
yeah.
But still, I know
they live their lives. They live their lives. They don't need any more money. But yeah, I guess that's an interesting point too. If it's a scenario where the person asks, what is it worth to you, or where they kind of lean on you to value their items, then maybe you have a little more responsibility in steering the conversation towards a fair price.
I think it's also a bit like you're not trying to create like a bonding moment with that person at that garage sale. Like, we knew what she had up in the attic, and that was it. It's not like for instance, when Juan, when he has like a whole warehouse he wants to buy from, I'm guessing like you're gonna do that in like a couple parts. You're not gonna buy the warehouse all in one go, I guess. So you want to like create a relationship with that seller as well.
It depends. Like, I've had people where a good example is I have this one of my friends bought it was a warehouse full of Hot Wheels, right? So he was trying to do it in increments, and I told him, dude, just buy it all, because it's just a lot easier, and just take it all. You don't have to deal with that person again. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but sure enough, he was doing it in increments, and every time he would go back, the guy's like, "Oh, so you are selling these?" And sure enough, when it got to the third time, the guy didn't want to sell to him anymore, because he knew he could sell it off on his own and make more money that way instead of trying to sell it wholesale. So when I go to people's houses, or hey, come buy from me, I try to buy all of it, just so that at the end of the day, I'll probably make more money, but at the same time, in case I do get rid of it and I go back, they're gonna be like, "Oh, so this guy's selling this stuff or whatever reason." Some people just get weirded out that way. They get turned off. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I just try to buy it all. That's just me. That's my approach.
I mean,
It's interesting to hear. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless like suddenly, let me go through the garage and come back in a week or something.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, and I guess there's all these different angles to this topic, which I mean, I guess it's a good one, right? Which is so there's no template, there's no cookie cutter thing, that we can all follow and say that that we can follow and say it works for everybody, and that we can all go to bed easy at night, without tossing and turning. Everyone reacts differently to it, and it's kind of like related to last week's topic about what is scalping, what is reselling, and all that. It kind of goes in the same vein, I would think, right? As far as we've had plenty of comments in this chat right now that let's see, like TV VG Collector says the seller should research their items before they they sell it. It's not fair game. I've also had when we sell at toy shows, my buddy and I, we always have prices and whatnot. But I know one time somebody, a potential buyer, was talking to him, and I think my buddy was trying to kind of let him steer the conversation, and he said, well, what's it worth to you? But that's not what the seller, that's not what the buyer wanted to hear. He came out and said, I can't be the buyer and the seller. So so basically, it's just one of those things where one approach isn't gonna work for everybody. So you try to do your best to navigate each individual purchase and seller and buyer, and just try to do your best you can. You're kind of like doing like personality tests on the fly and testing the waters with each interaction you have. So this ain't easy. This ain't easy.
It's not,
but it's still fun. It's still fun for me, at least. I don't know. Yeah. I'm sure for all of you guys too. So I know I didn't get to touch on it, but just quickly I wanted to say. So as far as like the positive feedback for me, I know like especially when you first start out there, it's kind of scary. You don't know if people are gonna care about the content you're creating. So getting any kind of an audience is a great feeling. Especially returning audiences. But for me, the big thing, I less care about the subscriber count and the views to an extent. It's more, I think comments is the biggest barometer of success for me. Just knowing that people care enough to like watch your videos and interact with you. And I don't know if I know I kind of play that persona sometimes where I don't, I don't appreciate my subscribers, to say the least. I might be a little insulting from time to time, but if you look behind the veil, there's a small boy that needs your acceptance and your approval. So by commenting on my videos and showing that at least what I'm doing is worthy of your response from you is a great thing, and it definitely motivates the channel because, I would like to say that I'm my own person and that I'm going to make videos for, on topics and things that I care about, regardless of what the response is. But, obviously, if people want to see live flea market hunting videos, I'm going to try to provide that for them. And then as far as like negative stuff, there's been plenty of negative comments from time to time. It doesn't affect me too personally because I've seen how like divisive it can be in certain communities. And for me, it's always been like, I always like, throw in like a kind of a snide comment, like, oh, thanks for the view or something where it kind of like neuters them a little bit. Or I just like ignore it because it's one of those things where if you don't kind of like poke the bear, it seems to eventually just, wither away. Because they know they're not really getting much of a response from you, so it's not. So for me, I know it's not easy for everyone to kind of like brush it off, but for me at least, it's never been something that was worthy, that really like affected me too personally. So
yeah, that makes sense.
It does.
That's good.
Yeah. Good on you.
So well, how is it like? Because you're also really active on Instagram.
Yeah.
How is like the audience on there? Is that more like a business directed thing? Like you're selling stuff over there, but you're also showing, your finds and stuff. So you must have like some other part of the audience that's only on Instagram that's maybe not on your YouTube.
Yeah, big time. Big difference. And you don't. The good thing about Instagram too is you don't see the negativity of it. You get a lot of the good positive stuff about it, and of course, buyers always are welcomed and always asking, "Hey, is it for sale?" Like I don't know. It's just it's a whole My wife is right. It's a whole different dynamic, and I encourage it to any of you guys, big time. Build an audience, good for selling, good for resourcing as well. Because some people won't read. Because I don't know if you guys notice on YouTube, people were like, "Hey, I have this for sale or trade on YouTube," but then it's so hard to get in communication with people. Yeah. When you have an Instagram, it's just a lot easier, and a lot of my YouTubers come to my Instagram and be like, "Hey, I have this for sale," or so.
You're just a private message away.
Yeah, and it's perfect. Yes, perfect. A good way to get in contact with all your subscribers and reach out to all your people, and just a great way to source with everybody and be friendly with a lot of people and all that good stuff.
And build the retail audience too.
And you can build the retail audience as well. Yeah.
Like we're able to sell stuff on there instead of going through eBay and.
Yeah. So really cool.
You also did like a lot of videos on the Shogun warriors and like Rodans and stuff like that. Yeah. Is that something you were like really passionate about, or is it something that you taught like there's nobody talking about this except for Mad Hunter? And somebody needs to do it because it looked like you were really, really passionate about that. How was like connecting with comments on those videos for you? Because it's different from the live hunting you were doing before, right?
Yeah. So the reason I made those videos is because I did the research. There was not enough information out there in the first place. So I did my own research. I made a video of it. So at least there's someone, if, like, let's say Geek goes like, "Hey, I found a Rodan, but what? There's not enough information." So I made those videos for those people to learn or try to find stuff about it. But yeah, not as many views compared to like when you go to a flea market. People are like, "Ooh, they get stoked," but from 4,000 to 300 views is kind of a big difference. But in me, it didn't matter. I just wanted to inform people that this stuff exists and it's worth a little bit of money in case you do find it for cheap. You can flip it or keep it in your collection, kind of thing. And yeah, it was one of my biggest passions. Sadly, I did sell off my collection because I moved out with my wife. But I still have one. The only one that's way up there is the McKenna Robo, my holy grail. But that's the only thing I have left. But,
is that the one that got flown in from Japan, or you had like one that came from another country, right?
We've had three so far.
Nice.
So this is my fully like 100% complete McKenna Robo up there. And I've gotten crazy offers, but I think I might have to keep it just because it's my brand.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you like. I feel like it's raining Shoguns on the West Coast. Is that?
I'll tell you why.
Yeah, tell me, please.
So I'm in Southern California, so we're not far from LA,
and we're not
far.
Beaches,
So we're not far from LA, and we're not far from Mattel. Back in how many years there used to be a Mattel company here in San Francisco, I think it was. And then there was called Little Tokyo, and then we had the other toy store. So they would fly all these toys from Hawaii and import them, and then they were scattered all over California. So that's why you see all these really rare grails come up here in California because all the imports and all the docks. Yeah. So it's crazy, man. I wish you guys can all live out here because I would like to get cool.
I really, I mean, there's a lot of places I like. Yeah, I wish we all lived in these like honey. I mean, I can't complain. I mean, I'm doing pretty good on the East Coast. No, I can't. Yeah. I think what I was getting at was I want to be closer to you guys as people, but like also like teleport geographically too. I want to be able to show you guys here, and I want to go there, and it's just and we're trying. I mean, we all got, the three of us got together recently, and hopefully we can do that again this year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in October, so you would hope
should be
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
do you guys?
Juan,
yeah,
I actually met you at PowerCon this year at your booth.
Oh, you're right. I was like, I knew it familiar.
Yeah.
How
did you do? How did you do that weekend?
I did really great. I wanted to do it this year again, but of course, COVID-19 kind of just
killed that.
Bummer, man. But wow, yeah, I knew I'd seen you before, but that's what it was, PowerCon. Wow, I'm shocked you came all the way down.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best shows I've been to. Like, I love that show. It was really, really good. I mean, it was intimate, but there's a lot of stuff there too. So it was really good stuff that I don't see here in Texas. So that was kind of cool.
Dang.
Yeah, it's too bad. I know, Narc, you had a whole traveling roadshow ready to go.
I did, man. I was ready to go. I committed to it. I had tickets. I was all set, but yeah. Doing well.
That's all right.
Do you guys feel like your toy hunting luck has to do with the area, or how you make best of the area that you're in? Like, it kind of dictates what you can find there.
Yeah.
Are there really dry areas? or is it just no, the stuff you're trying to find, it just isn't out here, you have to source for other things, and then by reselling that or reselling part of that, pay for the stuff you do want, I guess.
I know. I don't know what I can attribute it to. I feel like eventually it's gonna run out, because I'm obviously not the only person looking for these things. So you would think, it being a finite resource, and with all these miners out there digging for it, that your luck's gonna eventually fall out or run out. But but then every time I felt that way, or I felt like, oh man, we're not gonna have enough, if we when we first started setting up a toy shows to sell off our extras, there'd be a little bit of panic, oh, the show's a few weeks away, we haven't really found anything new, and then we'd find something amazing, and we'd always get bailed out. And so I still feel like eventually the other shoe has to drop, but it hasn't, and I don't know why. And I definitely attribute some of it to luck, because I'm not I'm not a full-time hunter. I'm not constantly pounding the pavement like some other people in my area. Spruce Game Hunting he's always going out there every weekend to a bunch of different flea markets, or used to anyways. And if someone were to kind of put the work in and get the end result, he would deserve it in a way. And I'm just a guy that has a horseshoe stuck up his butt, I guess. I don't know. Because the times that I've gone out, it just worked out. So I don't do anything differently than anybody else as far as where I'm looking, or what alerts I have set up. So there's not some secret sauce that I have. So I don't know. I don't know what I did to deserve it, I guess, but I'm very thankful for it. So, I don't know what you guys think about Ed's question.
Texas, how is Texas hunting wise and stuff?
You cut out. What was that?
How's it for you over there? Is there a lot of stuff, or is it competitive?
Yeah. So actually, I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So we honestly have probably about 10 toy stores. So there's a lot here, but it's a lot of the newer. I mean, you can still find some good vintage stuff, but I feel like all the vintage stuff is further up north. When I visited Ohio, that was vintage toy country. I've never seen so many the prototypes, and just the abundance, and how much the figures are cheaper there than compared to Texas. There was just a lot more out there. So the region definitely plays a part of it. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of video games here. Lots of retro stuff, but not a lot of vintage you would think, Yeah. But yeah, like I said, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, it's just vintage toy country. Craziest thing I've ever seen.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Juan, your audio kind of changed. Did you do anything on your end? You sound a little tinny.
Can you hear me?
I mean, we can still hear you. It's just not the best sounding. I don't know.
Oh, did you open the window? Yeah. Oh, that's why. Sorry. She
You
opened
better
the window.
shut that window. We're live, damn it! What are you, crazy? You can't open windows on a live show.
Oh, you just opened the door.
Oh,
Oh
way
yeah,
better.
that's actually
there it
better.
is, yeah.
Yeah, way better.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So I think the perfect. I know I was trying to answer a geek out. I went to Lake Tahoe for like vacation with my wife. Dude, I couldn't find nothing like video games, toys, and usually I'm good at this. Like I'm persistent. I'm looking always.
Every time we go somewhere, you can find something.
Yeah, you can always find something. But when we went to Lake Tahoe, it was just terrible. Like we didn't find nothing, man. I think it just depends. I think location for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I think both. I mean, there's a lot of different factors, but yeah, obviously,
Yeah.
like the best toy hunter can't make, nothing out of something. Something
Yeah,
out of
I was like,
nothing.
man.
Something out of nothing.
Yeah. So I knew I couldn't move out there. I was like, all right, I can't move out here because I won't make any money.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so we definitely been getting some.
Maybe to kind of like
Oh, go ahead.
end on the commenting topic. I know there's like a couple comments in there indicating that. Obviously, you have like the troll commenters. They'll be like subscribe to you, even hit the notification bell, and once your video goes live, it's like immediately 3 thumbs down.
Straight
they
up,
have
you're right.
Yeah, and they have like a comment ready just to go. Like it won't even relate to the video, so I kind of like just ignore those. I'll delete those, honestly.
Me too.
And the only thing I'm really irritated by is another sort of comment, and it's like is it self-indulgent? Is that like the thing? Like I'll sometimes get people commenting on my stuff where I will go like, I think this is a Target exclusive, and they'll be like, why would you upload a video and not know that you're supposed to do your research on everything? I mean, it's like, hey, I'm just doing this in my spare time, dude. Like the entitlement in some people, especially with like sometimes the behind the collectors as well. It's like, why'd you put the music so loud? Nobody out of like 600 comments has complained about the music, and you're going to go off on me about how it's a bit loud. It's like, seriously, what is up with those guys? They just think like we're TV show creators sometimes, and it really annoys me. So now you guys know what to comment on my videos.
Yeah, now you know what gets under Ed's
troll
skin.
Right? I'm start doing it.
All right, yeah, everybody out there, let's push Ed over the edge.
But is that to you guys the same worst type of comment, or do you have like another type of because it's not a troll. It's like sometimes it's really just people trying to enjoy themselves. So sometimes it is like good feedback, but if it's something so little of a detail, like if the video is about a NECA bootleg, it doesn't matter that the original ones came from Target,
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. It's silly, but I think some people are truly trying to help out. But like, hey, it's just how they say it. Some of it can be super just negative, but I get so irritated about that crap too. It's just like, why? Who cares? And they're just like, yep, So
yeah. Tarf wants to talk to you about the music in your last video.
It's good. I trust Tarf. In Tarf, we trust.
Yeah. On the other side, I kind of get a kick out of the like the robo comments.
Oh yeah.
Like when people that are like, "Oh, great video," or like, "Can we be friends?"
Great content.
Yeah, all that stuff, and it's like, dude, like, it'll be like on a comment on like this live show before it's gone live, and I was like you're not even like trying to act human. Like, I appreciate the positive comment, but we literally have not made the video yet. All right, so I know, yeah.
Can we put it louder?
Yes. So I've actually gotten some questions, and I want to make sure to get to everyone's questions, so we're not just totally steering the conversation here. So I'm just gonna keep just scrolling back to find the first one I saw, and hopefully I don't miss anybody's. Ba, 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 ba. Da, da, da. Scroll too far. This is like the running joke here, but Pogs was a big topic of discussion last week in the comments section for no good reason. I'm just curious, Juan, are Pogs a hot item in your area? Are you making a lot of business off Pogs?
I would kick those things left and right. No, they're not. I do see them though, but I think they're fun to look at. But no, we just kick those to the side. Yeah, they don't sell here.
Maybe we could make it happen. If we all start talking about Pogs.
Yeah.
Could
be.
Yeah, we're gonna start a movement.
No, I wouldn't do the movement. I would hate myself.
Daniel has a question, just going back to YouTube. What advice would you give someone who wants to start a channel? Any pitfalls to avoid? Is there anybody that has any thoughts on that?
Go with what you know. Make sure you're passionate about what you're talking about, because people can see right through it. And those are two major ones for me.
Anybody else have anything to add to that?
I'm waiting for you.
Yeah, we'll go to you last.
My guess is definitely when you're editing videos, don't overthink it and set yourself after the first one, set yourself a time. Maybe you want to put 3 hours into that edit and then upload it, because otherwise you're just gonna keep on pushing that release date, and the payoff's not gonna be there. By limiting yourself, you can actually be creative. So think about that when you're trying to make up a content planning and putting out videos. Try limiting yourself in time so you actually produce every week, instead of just pushing it forward and not being happy. The only way you're going to get happy is because other people watch it, comment on it, and give you feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say. Sorry. I always cut
and then
you
you
off.
balance it out with what am I wanting to do and what does the audience want me to do.
No, yeah, it's true. Just kind of building off what you guys said. Same thing for me. Really, yeah, do make videos on topics you're passionate about. Not so much because you want to come off as genuine, but just that you want this to be fun for you as a content creator. You want this to be an extension of your hobby and your interests. And hopefully with that, you'll get the audience response and the community that you're kind of that you're making it for. Because I don't think anybody can honestly say I make videos the way I want them, and I don't care who watches them or doesn't watch them. I think that's a little disingenuous if anybody really kind of tries to sell that story. So that's why it's very important starting off that you're doing something you enjoy and have fun doing, because that that immediate response, that subscriber count, that's not going to be there. It's going to take some time to build an audience, and unfortunately it's not the effort you put into it, the outcome doesn't always match the effort. So I don't think you can necessarily set levels of success, because there's a lot of things that go into being discovered, I guess, that are totally out of your control. You're at the mercy of the YouTube algorithm and a bunch, depending on what your topic is, all the competition there for content. So I wouldn't tie success to that. So that's why I think it's important to just do something that you're happy with and you enjoy. And that's why with my channel, I do like that it's also kind of like a time capsule and a running journal of all these adventures and finds that I've had. And I do like going back and every once in a while I'll throw my kid in there, and it's just oh man, she was a baby, and it's almost scrapbooking a much cooler version of scrapbooking in a way, and memories that I've totally forgot about. So that's why that's for me. That's again just enjoy it, and and then all the other stuff would hopefully come with it. But if it doesn't, at least you'll have that to kind of fall back on.
Yep. Good one.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Juan, did you have anything you wanted to add to that, or
just something small? I think I get a lot of questions as people are always afraid to start. It's gonna take a process. It's gonna take a long time to get your subscribers. But don't be afraid. Just keep putting content. Just keep pushing yourself. Like everybody says, you have to have a good passion of it. Make sure you get some good cameras, a little bit of audio. Because the more stuff, the more equipment you put into it, it makes a big difference. And of course, editing. And there's a lot of good editing. There's a lot of apps that they can help you with that. So, but other than that, just like I said, just be patient. Wait for your subscribers. Keep posting videos. Eventually, you'll build your way up, and then eventually you'll build an audience, and hopefully, they like your content.
That's yeah, definitely, and find that process that works for you. In your schedule.
Yeah.
Yes, the better equipment and the editing goes a long way. I mean, of course, I look at my oldest videos and it's just me talking to a camera and I'm like, oh, this is total garbage. I don't know how anybody watched this stuff.
Yeah.
It's so boring. And especially with me now, I still have a really short attention span. And not gonna lie, even my closest friends, sometimes I'll skip around on the videos. I can't always dedicate, 40 minutes to watch something start to finish. But at least I won't comment negatively on it. Like Narc, I won't assume anything. That's also just, find the process is good for you. And like how Ed said, I think some of those limitations can sprout the better videos and the creativity, because you want to, you might not have the best stuff to start out with, equipment wise, but you can find creative ways to present it, which sometimes leads to better results. So I don't think so. That's the thing. I don't think take that first step, and I don't think you necessarily have to go out there and buy a production studio.
I did everything with my iPhone for the first 2 years, and at first I just had a white light bulb screwed into a lamp without the cover to have a better lighted area. Yeah, even now I did upgrade to a pretty okay camera, but my light boxes, they're what is it, $60 on Amazon?
Yeah.
That's after a while you kind of want that comfort and not having to mess around with the lights too much, so having some light boxes like that. But you have to grow into it, and definitely those apps. I used iMovie for everything. I still do.
Yeah, same here.
That's free on a Mac, so or even on your phone. So
yeah, I do everything on my
go
phone.
with what you have and be creative, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if that got kind of lost since people were talking, but yeah, Narc does all his editing on his phone, which I think is crazy.
Yeah.
Me too.
Hey, yeah, so you guys just spit those things out, and it's I don't know if it's
yeah.
And again, just going along with the being creative thing, luckily I've always had access to Adobe Premiere, and I went to school for that sort of thing, so it's always been available to me. But if it wasn't available to me, maybe I kind of went, that would have been the path of least resistance and ease of use to kind of go to more of a mobile editing setup.
Yeah, I had no idea how to edit anything when I started, so I had to watch makeup tutorial videos on YouTube, and they would show how they made their makeup tutorial. So that's how I learned. So it's crazy. Just keep on doing it, man.
Is that where your passion lies?
It is.
I was about to say.
Totally lies in the makeup.
I was gonna say your eyebrows are looking great today.
Thanks, man. They're on point.
All right, let's see. So that was a good question.
Probably good.
Let's see. TXBG wants to know, how's everyone done so far on their collecting goals for the year? So has anybody set collecting goals and wants to talk on it? I'll have to think about it a little bit. So whoever wants to jump in.
I guess I'll take it. All right, cool.
Yeah, go for it.
What was it? How's everyone done so far with collecting goals? So for me, I started my new collecting goal this year was Street Sharks. Babe, can you throw me that big one right there? So I found this really rare on eBay. So a lot of people don't really take advantage of eBay.
Oh, I do.
But you can find some really good stuff. You do? Okay, good. I was able to find like this really rare. Have you guys ever seen this?
That's a plushie.
Don't know a lot. There's not a lot of information about it, but I know people are trying to sell them for like $200-300. I scored them for $40 on eBay. So super awesome. But yeah, if you guys see in the back, like I'm going for a box Street Shark collection set. I'm only 3 away for the full set for my personal collection. But overall, like it's been good. And I've been getting them for less than what they go for retail wise. But I'm always reaching out to everybody that, hey man, did you find, you have Street Sharks, any box Street Sharks? And of course, the best one I'll show you guys is my prototype.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to grab him really quick. And then he's probably my best piece in my collection. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Sweet. All right, we got him. All right, I'm back. All right, so I got this through a guy. It's funny because Narc went to PowerCon. There's a guy that I know that's like a huge He-Man collector, and he was able to come upon this really cool prototype. So I'll show you the difference. You kind of can't hardly tell. So if you guys look in the, let me see if I can pull them out. If you see his little thing, they're like crystal clear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at this one, oh snap! It's actually like silver. It's painted. His chest piece is this one's not painted, and then this one over here is painted.
Gotcha. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So, like me, I mean, for someone that loves Street Sharks, like the fact that you're able to get a New York, what was it called?
Toy Fair.
Remember?
Toy Fair.
Oh, Toy Fair. Yeah, before they went out and been sold.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Pretty much, yeah. I got them off a collector for $500, and I was superly worth it. So it's like my girl piece right now. But that's about it. Yeah, thought I share that with you guys.
Oh man,
That's
fucking
awesome.
That's really cool.
I'm doing like a video on my Street Shark collection this week, so
Woo!
next week, yeah. I don't have any of the cool stuff you have though, but yeah. Do you know that there's like Street Sharks that got put out on blisters, not in like the cage packaging?
Yeah. But it seems like it's more common in you guys' area in the UK. That's the same thing for the Space Force, yeah. So I'm a little jealous. I'm like, damn, you guys got some cool stuff.
Yeah. Man, that plushie. I was like always gonna like pop up like the Vin Diesel hand puppet guy, but it's like no, it's a plushie. Never seen that before. Really awesome.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I came up on my feet. I was like, sweet.
So collecting goal wise, that's going insanely well for you after obtaining that grail, right?
How about you guys?
For me, like one of my collector friends is getting rid of everything, and he had a couple of Super Nintendo games I'm really wanting, but he has some other stuff as well. So there might be an attic invading video in for that one. But I haven't obtained that one yet. I did score the mutant module, even though it's not complete, but it's something I wanted for the longest time, as well as the Sand Buggy by TMNT. That was one of the things I wanted for the longest time. And what else did I get? I got Bamse for the Game Boy, which is a Scandinavian exclusive Bergsala game. So yeah, Swedish, Danish exclusive. Yeah. But other than that, like ever since con season just vanished, no flea markets, there's no other collecting goals really going on here. I am like getting a pretty big lot in of G1 Transformers. So yeah, finally learning about that stuff.
Very nice.
Hoping to get it soon.
That's cool.
Yeah. How about you guys?
Craig, you got something?
Yeah. So during this whole pandemic, I started redoing my display cases and all that. So that really got me focused on what do I still need to get, which I'm behind on at the moment. But one of my main lines I collect is TMNT, and I've been ordering so much stuff and having friends help me out and send me figures that I need. So this has been a really good time of refocus for me. So that's definitely a positive through the whole pandemic, is just refocusing on that and seeing what I actually have and what I need in inventory and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, and same for me. It pretty much just and again, unfortunately, I don't have. I always complain about lack of space because it's a real issue. So like I was kind of in a bad mood this morning. I literally I feel like all I'm doing is just moving boxes from one place to another. Like I'll move today. I move some from out of my house into like a storage unit, and then I look at my storage unit. And I'm like, man, that's getting pretty full. And it's just like, and then I'm trying to make do with what I have available as far as from display purposes, because I don't want to just buy the stuff and throw it in a box. I want to be able to enjoy it. And so unfortunately, that it doesn't go hand in hand with my situation at the moment. Again, I'm trying to condense my children into one bedroom, which they're all about. But my wife's like, no, they need separate rooms. Whatever. They're pretty excited about bunk beds. So until that changes, again, I'm just really trying to focus on what what actually I'm excited about. But it's tough again when we're kind of in sheltered in. I don't have that outlet to get rid of stuff in a toy show setting. One fell swoop. So it's kind of piling on because we're adding to our inventory without. I mean, I've been selling stuff on eBay as quickly as I can, but it's small stuff that I've been selling, like unused Transformer sticker sheets, which can fetch decent money, but as far as impact on the environment, they're not taking up a lot of space. So I've been doing that, and then I know a couple of you already mentioned TMNT, but so it's a collecting goal in that I want some carded 10-backs. I really want that in my collection. I don't necessarily care about soft head versus hard head. I just want a good deal. But so far I haven't been able to find those. Again, because I can't go out in the wild.
You've been really hard-headed about getting those, though. Got Greg.
We got Greg.
Sure, yeah, I'll give that to you if you want. Some dad jokes in there. And I don't know if you guys know about this Facebook group, but it's called Game of Toys, and they basically instead of people selling one item to one buyer, they basically do a raffling system. So they're like, oh, I have this yes. So they're like, oh, I have this this carded 10-back Michelangelo. I'll do there'll be 20 spots at $10 a piece or something, and
it's like gambling.
It is gambling, and at this point I don't really gamble in real life. I'm not buying scratch tickets or going to the casino or anything.
No, you are.
And but I've been gambling on toys, and but it works the same way in that one of my first raffles that I participated in, I won, and I got a G1 Bumble Jumper. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
That's how they reel you in, they let you in the first time, and then it's all way downhill from there.
No, and it is, because at this point, I've had there's been multiple opportunities, and I've had there's been some cases where I've had the best odds, and it hasn't worked out for one reason or another, and I haven't tallied it up, but I'm like, man, I wonder how close I am to instead if I didn't gamble this money away and just went out and bought it, I might have had the money to just buy them at this point. So I would advise against the dangers of gambling in any form. But yeah, at this point, it's just I should just buy the damn thing. So that's my goal. It's my goal in that I want carded 10-backs, but it's not a goal in that I'll pay anything to get it. I still want to get a good price on it. Yeah.
I'll keep an eye out for you. I see those a lot.
Yes. That's why we invited you on.
That goes for everybody.
Soften you up. All right, let's see here. Empire Toys wants to know, do you guys feel you get special treatment or treated differently as YouTubers at cons or fairs? Do you get better deals or any kind of like? I'll open it up to do you get any kind of special, or maybe if you were just a normal person?
Say what?
Vendors are more expensive.
Depends.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can kick it off. I mean, one thing is that, which I don't think would necessarily happen if I wasn't on the internet, is people sending you things. Not that it happens like a crazy amount, but I just happen to have a recent example. Like somebody sent me the Power Rangers Dragon Dagger, which I did not have in my collection. And I want it, so it's it's not something where I'm just like, hey, thanks for the gift, and like ship it off to somebody else. So that was really cool, and that's Retro CQ, I think is on Instagram. I'm actually gonna make a video where I'll give him a proper shout out.
I think he's in the comments actually.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Did I get his name right? I would feel.
Got
Yeah, there we go. Thanks, buddy.
It's a time bomb in there.
That just worked out perfectly. That would be awesome. Like, hey, thanks for the gift, and I get like your name wrong. So check. I know him from Instagram, and he has like a really awesome collection, and it's worthy of checking out. I'm not just saying that because he sent me something, although it does help. I can be bought. So no. But no, I'm super excited to have this, and yeah, obviously, like that is something that would not have happened if I was not on YouTube or kind of promoting myself that way. I don't know if you guys have any other examples of kind of following the line with that by any means. Feel free.
I like it. Like in Europe, it's like people will not acknowledge me as a YouTuber until I've bought something, and then be like, yeah, I watched your show and it's fun. So then it's like, was this all a lie? This transaction we just did? And I like, cause I'll explain like, yeah, I shoot for YouTube, and if there's anything you're not comfortable with me asking, just, I mean, you don't have to like change your prices or anything like that. So sometimes I'll even like discuss prices before, and then we will shoot the segment just to be like cool about everything. I do feel like when we were in America and we were like talking to vendors, they were like kind of at ease because they know you buy stuff and you're used to like negotiating. So they were like kind of like taking you for a run on there, like, oh, you want to offer me that much? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you this much. So it's a lot more fun and a lot more entertaining for people, I think, to watch that stuff. Definitely at like the conventions we went to. So I mean, yeah, there's something like sometimes you'll get like YouTuber discount, but I don't think like if you were a non-YouTuber or just another really nice collector guy that knows his stuff, you would get the same discount, I think.
Yeah. For me, locally, since we have like so many toy stores, usually I get a pretty decent discount. At shows, I mean, it just really depends. Some people are like, "Hey, man, I watch your channel. Come look at this. Film this. So that's kind of cool. That's fun. But yeah, I mean, you definitely get a little bit of that. I mean, it's not like a lot, but it happens for sure. So I think that's a good little perk. It's very nice.
Juan, you didn't get to speak on this, did you?
No, it's the same as when Art said. I get discounts because of YouTube channel. Same thing. I don't think maybe sometimes I've been like upcharged for certain things. I think it's funny, but I don't buy it. Of course, I'm like, come on, I'm not gonna buy this for retail because but you can afford it. You're a YouTuber. You got money. I'm like, really, dude? Like, no.
Yeah, but YouTube dollars.
Yeah, like come on, like they're not realistic. So
do you feel like
the benefit of having.
Do you feel like because you're on YouTube and sometimes you will do like the live footage that maybe if you weren't on YouTube you would go even lower and try getting it for an even bigger steal? Because I've had that sometimes being like, oh, I just want to offer him like 5 on this, but if that ends up working, I'll be like, like, oh, he totally wrecked that guy. Trying to,
I honestly don't think I've ever honestly lowballed anybody ever. Out of all the years I've been hunting, like
it's either we ask them what they're asking.
Yeah, you said like, hey, how much you want for this? Like, oh, $10.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. And sometimes, yeah, every once in a while, I'll be like, oh, I can just do 5, and okay, cool. But it's so rare now these days because I don't know if you guys, I know I'm sure you guys watch Retro Liberty, or Pixel Game Squad.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I see them at the flea markets all the time. Man, sometimes they get away with stuff. I was like, holy crap! Like, how the hell did you get this for $2? The guy wanted $10. But I know for sure their YouTube channel helps them get stuff for so cheap, so cheap. But I guess it's different for everybody. Sure.
And I think that's why we all got into YouTube, right? Huh?
Get
No,
free stuff.
Yeah, that's why we all did it, right? That's our main motivation. We just want free stuff. So thanks for watching, everyone. Here's my PO box. All right. I'm going to show Sprooch some love here. He's got a question. He wants to know, what vintage toy line do you think is the most collected? And then follow up, what vintage toy line do you think is due for a spike in collecting? So I don't know if you guys have any immediate thoughts on that.
Oh, that's cool.
I think like Master of the Universe and G.I. Joe is probably most collected.
But pretty. Yeah.
The toy line that is due for a spike is probably like Turtles is spiking now, but I think Power Rangers might be coming up as well. I don't know if it's going to take that proportion of TMNT, but it might. Yeah, I think like the 90s toy lines are now going to become more of a trend, I guess.
People that age, they have the money now, so
yeah,
they can do it. Yeah, I think Street Sharks. I think that's going to be one of them too, man. I think that's right there, like ready to go.
Yeah, I don't have a great answer for this because I don't know if I have my pulse.
Real Ghostbusters, that's a good one too, Chris. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
just saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Duh.
Toy. I mean, there's a reason why I ran out there and grabbed these guys. So there. People ask for some show and tell. I don't know if this works for you guys. I know it works for the audience, but if I make myself go full screen, can you see it?
You need to take away the comment for everybody.
I know, but I already scrolled down and hold on, let me do this. I'll show this.
Just grab another one and then click that one.
Whoa, production. Go. So here, I'll just do a quick little thing there. So I mean, from memory, I feel like, and again, I didn't buy these off the shelves when they first came out as a kid. I don't. At least I don't remember.
Wow. Where is the replica indicated on the card?
Let me see. Anything replica? Not on the front. And then the back here, and I'll show you the back in a second. I mean, obviously you have like the date stamp is 2020.
Does it still have the Kenner logo on it?
It does, yeah. There's a.
Oh yeah, that's badass.
There's that right there. That's pretty awesome. So here, I'll show you the back of the card too.
But it's Hasbro putting them out, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they have all the rights.
Wow.
There's that pretty cool one. Yeah, eventually I'll grab these guys. Stay Puffed and Green Ghost. But I think it's pretty solid as far as
legit.
Remember when they did like the re-releases for the TMNT line? They had like different cards, or it had like a overlay on top of the vintage stuff.
Yeah,
and it was like really
classic collection in the corner or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, no, don't do that.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Let's see. There's a video game question in here. I'll just throw that out there. Are any of you guys looking forward to the Evercade handheld? Honestly, I don't know what that is. So I don't know if any of you gaming guys have any idea. I'm getting a lot of puzzled looks.
Is
I
that
haven't heard about it.
is that the one with like all the games you can put onto, I guess, a handheld device, right? Like NES ROMs, SNES ROMs, something
I
like
would
that.
assume it's got to be something like that. Yeah.
Like the EverDrive, but handheld form.
So I guess
Evercade.
we're not the experts on the
I
matter.
mean, it'd be pretty sweet if
It's
that's if that
unique multi-game cartridges from leading game publishers and blah blah blah.
blah 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 blah.
So does
So
it?
sorry
So
I
what
asked.
does it actually play?
What would
Can you
I don't know.
Can you play
I don't know.
Nintendo on it? Get some Nintendo.
We should have done research on this, but I don't know.
Are you gonna? No,
I don't.
see,
I don't need
we're not
it.
we're not staged, Ed. We can't do research on questions that come in live
Why
so-
not?
because this
We
is
should be
real
able
life.
to.
This is real life.
Play some Bible Adventures.
Okay.
We've
yeah,
lost one. We've lost one. Has anybody seen him?
One has left the building.
I just glanced over to the Evercade. It looks like a handheld that is cartridge based somewhat, but I'm not sure if you can actually plug in your Game Boy cartridges and your Game Gear cartridges. Anyways, it would have to be like pretty good, get like really good reviews for me to buy another handheld retro thing to play handheld retro stuff on. Because I mean, I just love playing the original Game Gear and the original Game Boy too much to like get another thing like that.
There
So for me, I'll have to wait for the reviews on that handheld system.
Yeah, same. And I'm not the biggest game collector, anyways. So I'm really not looking to add new consoles to the pile. I already have, especially with like retro gaming. You know, I have plenty of devices that can emulate those. Like I had Raspberry Pi that I threw in like my arcade 1-up machine. Obviously, that's not mobile gaming. That's like the antithesis of mobile gaming. You know, a giant ass arcade machine. But yeah, for me, I don't really need it right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ed number 2 has a question directed at you. How do you get target only NECA turtles, being that you do not live in the greatest country in the world?
Well, there's ways to get even the San Diego Comic-Con ones through eBay, obviously, or through friends. You know, yeah.
How can you get?
Is that why you're using us to get the U.S. toys?
No.
He's
I
like,
just
what
buy
have
them
I got
here.
for you guys?
I just buy them here, honestly. So yeah.
Okay. Let's see here.
But I do need you guys to let me ship one of those rat plastic books over to you.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't want to.
We
I don't want to pay
avoided that
like an extra $70 when the book is only $60 just for shipping. You know.
Yeah, no, that would be terrible.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for questions, but one question I had for you. Obviously, you know,
Media.
Oh, do you still see me, hear me?
You cut off.
I have a question for you, Juan, but I just want to make sure you.
I can hear. You just cut off.
All right, let's see how this goes. So obviously, like, you have.
Can you repeat it?
Yeah. Are you getting me okay now? Maybe not. All right, we'll move on.
I can't hear you.
There he
you're
is.
just jumping in lags. It's crazy.
You're doing all right now. All right, well, we'll move on because I don't want the show to stall. Daniel here wants to know, what do you guys think of reissues of vintage toys? And he said, for example, the reissues of TMNT at GameStop.
I like them. I pick them up. What's up?
Don't talk to her. She's underage.
Like I like all the reissues, but I would like to buy them at Walmart prices and not 3 times that amount if I want to get it through the UK or when it comes over to Europe. Like you said, the 4 Ghostbusters, they're $60 when you buy them off Walmart, off the rack.
Yep.
Over here, it's 89 euros, so it's around 100.
Per?
No, for the 4, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, which is, I mean, like, yeah, it's shipping, but come on. Yeah, I think it's all better now.
Yeah.
So, but I do definitely like all the reissues. Definitely for some of those, like the 4 original Ghostbusters, trying to get those on card is really expensive for Europe, as well as all of the somewhat retro inspired He-Man toys coming out. I like that. It's pretty cool. Definitely like the Super 7 thing they did with like possessed Skeletor. Love that, dude. I mean, it's a new one based on like a one-off cartoon, but just love that. So yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Cool.
Awesome. I know I posed a question, but I wanted to go to Juan since he's back now. So Juan, obviously you have a partner in crime. You have a partner in crime over there with your wife, and you guys kind of do this together. I guess is that I'm just curious on the history of that. Is that something where you both had interest in this, and if you found each other and that was like a perfect thing, or did it kind of metamorphosize? Like,
I'm
did
the
she?
business.
Okay, it's funny you're bringing this up. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I met my wife at work. Of course, I was single. We got married, but she didn't grow up with toys as she was young. So I kind of got her into it, and then she had the background for business, and she helped me out for my business to grow a lot more bigger because she had that background. And sure enough, she ended up liking collecting toys herself.
That's awesome. No, I think that goes a long way when you have like a, not necessarily that you have to guys, go into business together, but any partner that's like supportive, whether it's in your collecting or your YouTubing. So I really think when you kind of have that backbone and support, it kind of motivates you and just validates what you're doing and it empowers you, which is I think that's great. And I think it sounds like we all have pretty good relationships in that regard. I don't know, do you guys agree, Ed, Narc?
Yeah, she's all right. She's all right.
She's all right.
Yeah, she puts up with it. She puts up with it, and she does support it. So, I mean, obviously, you walk into my house and you see all of this. I mean, she's got to be like, yeah, it's okay,
Yeah.
So.
What about you, Ed?
Well, like when I started out collecting, it was like she always came along to flea markets to find the stuff and like really be on the lookout for everything. And she's also the one that kind of like dragged me into collecting turtles. Because like this is probably 10 or 12 years ago. I was like, no, I'm not going to get into that because that's even more expensive. But I should have probably bought a lot more stuff back then. But she will come along to flea markets. Like we love doing that stuff. We'll bring like our little daughter along. So there's like 3 people looking for vintage stuff. Always good. And ponies, obviously. But yeah. Not that she'll have like her own little part of the collection. She does like playing some RPGs and stuff, but she's not actively looking for any real toys like that. There are some like antique things she's into to look for her for as well. But yeah, like SecretGameStash, like your wife, she found like those Halloween boglins all on her own.
Oh yeah, I saw that video.
That was insane, man. Can you hear us? Yeah.
Sorry, it's just my what's it called? The audio went lighter because someone called me, so I can barely hear you guys. So my bad.
Tisk.
Leave
Juan alone.
Yeah, but
Leave
like
Juan
you're
alone.
like so you're like a team of two people actually looking for all the vintage stuff.
I'm sorry, I can't hear him. I can barely hear him. No, but it's like lagging.
It's okay. I mean, we're close to wrapping this up anyways, because we're at the hour and a half mark, which is like when we all turn into pumpkins. So I'll what I'm gonna do is, and I'll start with you guys, is kind of let people know what what to look forward to on your channels next. I guess what are you working on?
Yeah, you first, man.
I've been working on Street Sharks collection, but I'm also doing like Ocean Warriors and Extreme Dinosaurs in that video, as well as talking about the history and why, like trying to like show off my collection whilst actually explaining the whole thing that made Street Sharks. I'm also doing, I think, a top 15 NES games, and yeah, doing another live stream with you guys next week.
Yes,
That's
yes,
right.
we are.
Awesome.
Craig, I know you're in a self-imposed funk, but as far as YouTube content creating, but do you see any light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah. So I think this week I'll kind of get back to normal because, like I said, I was just freaking drained last week, kind of going back to normal. But yeah, I got a TMNT haul coming. I have my giveaway announcement coming too this week, and then also probably another collection video. So what am I doing with my collection part 3? Finally, it's been like over 2 weeks. So hopefully that all goes well. That's what I'm planning on.
Awesome. Juan, if you can hear this.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, awesome. Perfect. Yeah, what do you so we're kind of wrapping up the show now. I don't know if you missed that, but what do people have to look forward to coming up on your channel, or what kind of things are you working on?
Cool. So I have 8 projects at the moment. I'm doing of course, the prototype. Talk about the prototype. That one's a good one. The one at the estate sale where I found those little toys as well is coming up soon. And then I'm doing a separate video of my friend's Motu collection. He's got some of course, you have the Spanish version, the UK versions, the American version, the variations, and some of the really hard pieces to get in case you do come upon them. So I am setting a schedule with him, hopefully down the road in a few weeks. So those are my 3 projects at the moment.
Awesome. I remember publishing my daughter. I made her watch to get the view count up. And then for me, obviously, I'm off the hook this week because this is my content for the week. But I am going to try to be more on a schedule. Try to get things out at least once a week. Or sorry, it's at least once a week, but also at most once a week because I'm definitely not doing multiple videos a week. So I think my next one is probably going to be kind of like what I've been my virtual hunting in a way. Things I got from eBay, things that have been sent to me. Me going to Walmart, so kind of like how hunting is in this new world. So that'll probably be the next video, I would think. And then Ed alluded to it. We're going to be doing our usual live show Sunday, and I think Ed, is it your turn? Are we going back to your channel?
Yeah, let's go ahead and announce the next 2 guests.
Yeah, but we can't announce next weekend because I was asking him, like, can we announce it tonight? And it was like, I got to check with my wife.
Oh, it's Mother's Day, too, next weekend.
Is it Mother's Day?
Yeah.
Does that matter anymore? I mean, the world is over.
I mean, we do have some guys in the backstage just in case he can't show up, but it's a pretty cool guest. It's somebody that Juan knows, so it should be cool next week and definitely the week after, because then it's going to be on Craig's channel. But yeah, we're trying to find the coolest dudes that we would love to talk toys and games about for you guys.
Yeah. So I mean, we don't want to give we don't want to false advertise, but some of the names you guys have popped into the comments and have come up during these talks, it might be happening.
It's probably gonna happen.
Yeah, and we're pretty
Sweet.
excited about it. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this live from the attic,
Lord, from the attic.
which I don't think any of us are in attics, but that's fine.
We
I
can
am.
pretend.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ed will be the carrier of the torch. Yep, that is a ceiling. All right, we're good. I just want to thank Juan, Secret Game Stash, for being our special guest this week.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you so much for coming.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, you brought it, man. And thank you for Ed and Narc, for being my friends as always. Loose friends. All right, we'll work on what our relationship status is. And then that's it. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'm gonna end the broadcast now.
All right, guys. Next time. Peace out.
Bye.